very different. So it is way more Americanized, or in a terrible way, mind you. But anyway, so I just thought I'd share that. Since you shared that, it reminded me. I was like, I wish I had got the entrepreneur spirit from that, because it is definitely, the last 2 years have really shown me that I don't really want to be connected to corporate. I like the corporate money no matter what, but I don't like the idea that they own your intellectual property for, the better part of a day, and they also can utilize it over and over again, and you're right, for the same price, without even giving you a bonus when you've bonused that organization. So it's it's crazy, because I'm like in between, like the whole plantation versus the entrepreneurship. And it's a very, once you wake up to it, it's hard to go back.
Well,
and I'll relinquish the mic here.
Nice, thank you. Hey, Joseph, welcome to the group. Did you want to talk about anything, or you had a question before we jump on another topic and hear me rant?
I just see it's a Seamoss room, and I just wanted to check it out, because I sell Seamoss, and you my dude, you my dude. So.
Oh yeah, you get Cmos from me. Nice, thank you.
You are, yeah, man. Sure, remember me? I just got that. What is it? 25 loads, 25 pounds, whatever. I got a lot.
Yeah, I'm looking up your profile.
That's me, I'm Joseph. I've been on Clubhouse for a minute.
Nice.
Yeah. I didn't know you was out here.
Yeah, I have the Seamoss Club. I've had that for about a year, but for a long time I wasn't doing anything on Clubhouse. And then just recently, I guess in the last 2 months, I decided to add it in as like a way because I'm doing a live stream now on YouTube and Facebook, and Instagram actually now. But not everybody wants to join in on the conversation and have their face. Like, it's so much easier to talk on Clubhouse, I feel like we're just sitting in a room vibing with each other. You know what I mean? Just having a group discussion. And I love the fact that the rooms don't go crazy. It's kept to a decent enough size that everybody can feel like they can get their own opinions in, and it's not, I don't know, I find some of those larger rooms are so intimidating, and I don't want to speak in there and listen to people talk, and
I was like, I'm happy we are here, because okay, so when I say my upline is I think it's I'm connected with the Golden Seamoss. That's who I'm connected with.
Who?
Man on the end. The Golden Seamoss, him on the side. The man on the end.
Oh, Ricky.
Oh, Ricky. Yes.
My dude, Ricky. Yeah.
Oh, what's going on?
Yeah.
Hey,
this Joseph, man, from Grand Rapids.
So you buy from, so that's why I felt bad, because you were like, hey.
That's what I thought. Yeah, because I don't know who room it is, so I'm like, but it doesn't matter. Hey, man, we all see.
I know you're looking like, oh, he got a room.
I'm like, excuse me. I'm like, hold on. Because I'm like, but hey, man, like, I'm glad either one of y'all can talk, because look at this, man. I'm so into Seamoss, man. I've been behind the scenes working so hard. Man, I've been buying. Okay, check this out. This my latest studies. This is what I'm just top secret. This is for everybody in the room. Everybody, because I believe everybody can make money off everything. This Seamoss is good, but I want to say, like, you got, okay. I've been working on product. Okay, you know how Cali Muscle them got the hyphy and all that, the workout hyphy and all that, the little workout stuff like that. So that's what I'm working on right at this point with the herbs. I believe that we got some herb stuff that will put that stuff out of business. I believe if we come together and put our minds together, we can create a product that will put that stuff out of business, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's all that garbage in it. Look at all the garbage they got in that crap, man. You know what I'm saying?
So
we got all of, go ahead.
I was going to say, is this like an energy drink you're talking about?
I'm working on an energy drink and a workout powder.
Nice.
Yes.
You know, I'm trying to smash the market, bro. We're trying to put hyphy and all them out of business, man. Because Seamoss in the herb, I believe that with the herbs, the Bible tells us, man, you know what I'm saying, consume the herbs, and that's what it tells us to do. So, man, the herbs is life, but I believe that we can come together with our minds and stuff, and create and all make money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I came in this room to share it in the room, because if we come together and put this together, man, look at all the, I would tell you, look, okay, buy they stuff. What y'all do is buy they stuff. Look at the garbage in here, man. Mm-hmm. Look at the stuff that's killing the people's body, bro. And it's not, they putting all that stuff in there, but it's killing them. You know what I'm saying? They're getting bigger and bigger and bigger, but they having massive heart attacks and strokes and stuff. But what we put together some herbs and all that stuff, and it's gonna outperform all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, man, and that's why I'm saying I've been working so hard, and I know my brain, man. I'm telling you, I look, I'm about that bag, bro. I don't sleep. Mm-hmm. On my days off work, I work 12-hour shifts, like a nurse, whatever. And then at home, on my days off, I'm telling you, I'm in the lab. I'm creating. I'm working. And so I came on here and I saw you guys, and it just started giving me supernatural strength and energy, because I know that I can share it. Why? Because I know that we have a one mind, and one mind. It's not about the money. It's about getting people together.
You're getting me emotional.
Exactly. That's why I say this is my guy.
I'm in it for the money.
Hey, this is my guy.
Yeah.
I'm not in it for the money, man. I already had millions and stuff, and believe me, I had this before. No lie. Y'all don't know my story. At 15 years old, I was the youngest artist signed to LaFace and L.A. Reeves. I walked away from a multi-million-dollar contract.
Oh, wow.
At 15 years old.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I left that industry because I knew it wasn't producing anything. But I know that, you know what I'm saying, with this Seamoss and herb stuff, man, I'm not in this for the money. I'm in this to see people get well. So many of my families then died. I mean, 6 months ago, I just lost my sister to what? Pancreatitis.
I'm sorry.
37 years old, left behind 5 kids, man. And she died out of this world. And all of my family members developed sicknesses and disease get on respirators, and they all died. And I'm still living. And so that's why I know.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Reverse the curse. Go ahead.
So I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I saw on an Instagram, I'm doing a live stream. There's Natasha, the wellness coach, and she actually has a workout pack. And I was like, well, why don't you come on and talk about what you're working on and share what you're doing? Yeah. So go ahead, Natasha. I'm sorry, John. I'm just Joseph. But I want to give her an opportunity to.
No, you're good. You're good. Good evening. Good morning to everybody. Yes. Good morning and blessings to all. So I'm an herbalist as well, and so trying to figure out. Well, I've been selling my fitness pack for about a year now, but looking at overall minerals, vitamins, you cannot go wrong with seeds. I work on a lot of healing concoctions, for women's health, men's health, diabetes, people who want to, use natural products for the gym and everything like that. And in each one of those packs, Seamoss is included, guaranteed.
Nice.
But yeah, so and I just think that it's important that, if we're taking the herbs and we're looking at helping people to have more energy, or we're looking to help build stamina, things like that, or whatever, you can never go wrong with ensuring that they're getting all their minerals. So that Seamoss pack, I feel, is so important. I have Seamoss powder, and I also have Seamoss gel that I sell.
Mm.
And so the powder packs, it's a 5-pack, and so they can either do a 3-pack or a 5. But normally for my active folks, it's a 5. And so one of my packs is the Seamoss bladderwrack and the alfalfa, so that way they're getting the minerals and vitamins and all that good stuff. My second pack is my green laminate. That's the spirulina, chlorella, and moringa leaf.
Moringa, yes.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm a disabled veteran, and so I have 2 spinal injuries, 2 hip injuries, 2 knee injuries. I got arthritis real bad, and I can get in the gym with anybody. The men as well, and I can lift with the best of them. So, it just comes with making sure that moringa leaf is amazing at, it's an antibacterial, antifungal, anti-inflammatory. It does it all.
I was just gonna say for Joseph, like when you're making your thing, you're gonna eat like Seamoss and moringa will be the 2 probably components like you must have in that,
Absolutely.
Yeah, moringa's crazy, bro. You got to do the research on the moringa.
Yes.
Yeah, I used to take moringa as a tea, and it was like, in some ways, I'm looking back, it's like, why aren't I still taking this tea? Because I was so like, it was great. A lot of energy, a lot of mental clarity, really kind of like thinking and focus and drive. You know what I mean? And when you combine that with the Seamoss, it's like next level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, I try to tell a lot of people. There's a lot of people that are, they take their multivitamins every day, and I try to, just for education purposes. I feel like it's the easiest way to explain it. That store bought multivitamins are not that great for you. You know what I mean? And so, when you take that Seamoss, and if you take a multivitamin, it takes like a week or 2 before you feel the effects of it and everything. But if you take that Seamoss and then you pop that multivitamin, you feel it right then and there. You know what I mean? You eat your breakfast smoothies and everything. I mean, that Seamoss it's almost like because vitamins thrive off of minerals. And so, did I say that right? Yeah. They thrive off, the vitamins need minerals to thrive. And so, you can eat all the fruits and all that good stuff, but it takes a while for you to load up to get those vitamins activated. But when you're taking that Seamoss, those vitamins activate immediately. And so my clients, they can tell a major difference from, just taking a regular multivitamin, whereas, they take the Seamoss and the multivitamin, they're getting the energy, but I'm also trying to get folks off of store-bought vitamins. That alfalfa mixed in with that Seamoss is amazing, because now you're getting all your minerals and all your vitamins and your phytonutrients and your antioxidants. Alfalfa is full of antioxidants, and so those 2 together, if you don't do anything else, those 2 together pretty much give you everything that you need.
Wow.
But for somebody disabled like myself, that moringa leaf is
1 second,
Joseph. It is life.
So Joseph had a question. Joseph, what you wanted to know if it was just the Seamoss or the Seamoss and alfalfa?
You said the Seamoss, the moringa, and the alfalfa?
So in 1 capsule, I put Seamoss, bladderwrack, and alfalfa.
Okay, because that's what I do. I got the Seamoss and the bladderwrack and the burdock root. I got that.
Yeah, so now I do the burdock root by itself, because burdock root is amazing by itself. You know what I mean? It's in a powerhouse of its own. With its blood cleansing properties and stuff like that. And so I don't mix those 2 in the same capsule. I sell them together, but in their own capsules.
Got it.
But yeah, if you look into also spirulina, high content, again, that's also high in mineral content. But when you pair it with the Seamoss, all these herbs and stuff that I'm mentioning, pair it with the Seamoss, oh my gosh, it activates, it gives you everything that you need. I'm anemic really, really bad, but that spirulina, man, gets me all the way together versus the natural iron that you would get from the pharmacy.
But is that natural iron from the pharmacy? Really?
I got one more question. So I wanted to get off the store-bought vitamins, because every time I take one a day vitamins, it starts messing up my kidneys. I noticed that
alfalfa.
It's alfalfa.
Yes.
So what is it about?
Swap it for alfalfa. Huh?
I was gonna say, what is it about the alfalfa that makes it like this is the only one you should take? Like,
because it's high in your vitamins, your antioxidants, and your phytonutrients. So pretty much half of that is what you would find in the men's 1 a day or the women's 1 a day, but chemical based. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so
Sensitized.
you'll get everything out of that out of the what am I thinking of?
The alfalfa.
The alfalfa, and then we were talking about moringa leaf. Moringa leaf is also high in vitamins as well.
Yeah, moringa is crazy. Like it's like 10 times the vitamin C as an orange, and this and that, and bananas, potato. Like it's
Very
ridiculous.
high vitamin A, and
And it's like in the super high constant, and you can eat everything of the tree. The leaves, the bark, the branches, the seeds.
Yes.
The seeds can actually be used for purifying water. That's how strong its capabilities are. Yeah.
Oh, really?
So moringa is some type of
It's a plant. They call it the tree of life.
It's a healing plant. It is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Some people would regard it like as a weed because of the way it grows and stuff, but it's like a life-saving plant. You know what I mean? It's crazy what its stuff does. And you can even eat the pods, and that's like a vegetable. You can chop it up and put it into different cookings and stuff like that. It's a big food I think it originally came from the Philippines or something. A lot of Filipinos eat them. That's like really part of their diet and stuff.
Do anybody like have it for sale anywhere?
Sorry?
Where do you purchase it from? Who has it for sale?
No one I know specifically. I know in Toronto.
All over Florida. It grows everywhere in Florida. You can almost find any health food stores and herbalists down in Florida. You can get it naturally. From there, Mountain Rose, Bulk Apothecary.
Yeah, I get it from a guy named Bush Doctor, where I get a lot of my herbs from. He's just some Jamaican. That brings
listen, between the Caribbean and again Florida, all over moringa leaf, all over. There's people that grow them in their backyard. Like they don't even know what it is. Moringa trees all over Florida.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you live in a kind of like a warm to hot climate, if you look around and you know what you're looking for, you might find the tree just growing. Because a lot of people look at it like almost like a weed, but it's So AJS says we got it here in St. Lucia. Yeah,
St. Lucia,
yeah. I have a moringa tree like just down the road from my house.
Yeah, Jamaica. Yeah. If you have a good connect, depending on which part of the islands that you're connected, I got Julien. I have somebody in Jamaica. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people that are producing and shipping to the U.S. or whichever herbs that they're growing out there. But yeah. Beets. Beets is another one.
Well, yeah, because what's the rest of them? Because you only started with 1, 2, and then we got carried away with once you said moringa.
So the first one, I call it my mineral monster. That's the one with the Seamoss alfalfa. Yeah. The second one is my green laminin, because the moringa leaf is a light green, and then the spirulina and the chlorella are dark greens. So I just call it my green laminin. So that's the mixture there. With that herb, that's where the energy. You know what I mean? It's got crazy. Spirulina has crazy contents of iron. It is 1 spoonful is 65% more potent than a chicken breast in protein.
Wow.
So you get people who want to cut meat and stuff like that.
Hold on. Sorry.
Where is this person that's talking? Is she on the panel?
No.
I'm confused.
Okay, so where she is? Okay.
I'm on Instagram.
She's on Instagram. So if you even want to watch her live, you could go over to my Instagram channel and you can see it. And even if you want to jump in on the video with us, come on the Instagram. I can get 2 more people on.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Join us on Instagram.
Yeah.
I was like, first I thought you were playing a recording of an interview. Because you've done interviews before.
Yeah, lots of them.
And I realized she was answering live questions, and I'm like, I need to know this woman. Where is she?
I was like, I'm lost because I'm not saying.
Sorry?
No Clubhouse. I'm not on Club. I'm trying to learn social media. I don't have no patience. So I'm on Facebook, Instagram only right now.
Yeah, and she's on as Natasha, the wellness coach.
Yeah, Natasha, the wellness coach on Facebook.
Yes.
Natasha, Instagram.
Sorry, I always pronounce things wrong. And so, guys, just so you know, I have the Clubhouse going. but at the same time, and I should do like a back end picture because I got all these gadgets in front of me, and so I have my phone doing the Instagram, and then I have my computer that's doing the live stream to Facebook and YouTube. So I'm on all the platforms. Or all the ones that matter.
I want to get to that point where I got everything up on a bunch of screens and I'm able to talk to people because everybody doesn't have,
Just do it. That's how you get to the point. No, but here's the thing. Don't worry about the audiences. Do you know what I mean?
How many devices are you using though?
3. So I have an iPad that's got the Clubhouse running. Then I have the phone. Okay. And I probably should have put the Instagram on the iPad, but I think the camera on my phone is better. And then I have my MacBook laptop where it's doing the live stream, and the live stream's using a product called Restream that I use to restream to all my different channels, and I pay like a service that I got on a discount for it, and it's been pretty good. So I'm happy with it. Okay. Yeah, but even still, you don't.
What we were saying, the beets.
Yes.
Beets is the vegetable. I'm not a fan of it, so I put it in capsule so I can get my beets intake. But beets is good for your fitness folks as well. I want to say beets is almost up there with Seamoss, but just not as potent as Seamoss. But beets has additional properties to it that help with and vitamin D is like the only thing that I can think that you can get from a vegetable that you can't get from the Seamoss is the vitamin D. So, to combat COVID and stuff like that, you want to, definitely increase your beet intake. But it's great for post-workout. It's great for, your stamina. It's good. I mean, again, it's potent in your minerals and everything. But I would rely on the Seamoss for the mineral intake, again, because beef doesn't have all the minerals like what Seamoss has. But as far as for like your pre-workout and your stamina, blood pressure, again, your vitamin D, the beets paired with that as well. So those are my. Let me see. What did I mention? That the beets, the bodybuilder, that one. That's like my secret weapon. But that's sulfur, MSM and vitamin C in that one. And that one is for bone health. Again, because I'm disabled, and I'm bone on bone in my knees and I'm bone on bone in both my hips. And then I have two spinal injuries. And so that bodybuilder helps to keep my bones strong. Again, as long as I'm drinking a lot of water, keeping it hydrated and everything. So, because in our society today, where it's not like it used to be 20, 30 years ago where people worked in a factory or they farmed and, but they were active. Now people work behind computers and they're sitting all day. And so we have high number of back injuries, high number of knee injuries and things like that. So people are having more bone issues in addition to the health issues and everything like that. And that's why the MSM with vitamin C, we got to mix the two because it'll activate that MSM. That's why that's good. And then I also find the MSM with the Seamoss skin. I'm gonna give my secret away. I'm not trying to give my secret away, but
don't worry, not too many people are listening. So
if you add the MSM and the vitamin C with the Seamoss gel, the Seamoss gel will last 3 weeks longer than normal. It's a good preservative.
Wow. So wait, what is MSN? Or did you say MSG or MSN?
No, MSM. So M as in mama, S as in Sierra, M as in mama, MSM.
Oh, what is MSM?
And it's a crystallized sulfur.
Oh.
Okay.
It's sulfur, but it's in its natural form. So they tell you don't buy, and this is what I was taught, don't buy sulfur already or MSM already crushed. Buy it in its crystallized form.
Okay, I think Lisa wants to ask a question. Right, Lisa?
Yeah. Tasha, are you saying that you put that in your Seamoss as a stabilizer?
I put it in my Seamoss when I'm making skin products. Because I make Seamoss skin products as well.
Okay. No, because, and I'll just share with the group because I don't mind sharing. Julien knows that. I use a little pinch in my fruit flavors of ascorbic acid, vitamin C. Okay. Just a pinch. Not enough to change the flavor, but enough to stabilize, because once you introduce sugar into Seamoss, you're gonna end up with a mold or a fungus.
I was wondering how people were doing that. There's a lot of people making flavored Seamoss. I don't do that because I'm like, you add the fruit, it's gonna go bad. But that's a good idea.
Well, and I agree with you. I used to be, Julien knows, I used to be a straight purist, but all my people were begging for the fruit flavor, so I had to figure out a way to do it. And because I have a conscience, you're not gonna keep anything in your refrigerator with a sugar content that's going to mold. And I'm going to talk about this with people who produce larger amounts of Seamoss, like the Power of Seamoss people. Those are really good friends of mine, and we talk about good that people all the time. And I actually talk them into utilizing that as part of a stabilizer, because that's more of a natural stabilizer. So I was thinking that if you're going to add like different things. I haven't added metal or alfalfa, but I'd love that as a concept. And spirulina and possibly chlorella, it would definitely still need a stabilizer. So when you said MSM, I'm sitting here taking notes. When you said MSM, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. We could put MSM in there? Because
yes, it keeps it. I'm talking about my skincare products with the Seamoss in, because I was worried about the Seamoss molding. I have a serum that I made, and I'm talking about 3 months later, that Seamoss still ain't molded.
Well, you know what? I got one in the refrigerator right now. I make a serum too, so bless your heart. I got one, and I'm testing it. I got two. I got one that's been in the refrigerator for about 4 weeks, and it looks like it's still good, smells still good. And I didn't put anything in there except for the beauty products that I added. But I will hit you up on a back channel or a DM or something, and we can chat. I would love
absolutely. Well, so the secret to MSM, and this is the reason why I thought that the two were just amazing together, is because MSM is an aggressive detoxer, and so if you got toxins in your scalp, like, because it's blocked because of dandruff or skin disease or whatever's going on in your hair, and that stuff that the damage from the skin or dryness or whatever, sometimes those micro bits of dryness, it'll get into those roots and it'll block it. And so then that's how you get baldness and hair stops growing and blood is not getting there. The nutrients that's flowing through the body is not able to get and feed your hair like it's supposed to. And so the MSM goes in and it pulls toxins out of the scalp. It pulls toxins out of the skin. So now that I'm pulling toxins out, I can get that Seamoss into my skin. I can get that Seamoss into my scalp, depending on what type of hair products I'm making. And it's able to get the nutrients and wake up that collagen and everything, because the MSM is cleaning it out, baby.
And you know what, too? If you use a derma roller on the scalp, a clean scalp, derma roller, and then put the Seamoss in, it'll go right into the scalp.
Nice.
But also, if you take the Seamoss and the MSM as a nutraceutical, I think that might help with the bone-on-bone that you're talking about and help to create some synovial fluid. Because I
consume it and I put it on my skin.
I'm telling you, I believe that any condition can be reversed, because I'm a living testimony of it. So I believe that.
So can you consume the MSM?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
It doesn't taste good, and it may give you a slight herpes or detoxification reaction.
But that's good.
You want to but you want to be careful. Like for me, I can't take it at night because it'll keep me up. It gives me a little kick of energy. So I take it.
Lots of energy, yes.
So yeah, I don't fool with it at night. One time I did it, I was up all night. And, I need my beauty sleep.
Yes, I hear you. So listen, before we jump into anything else, I know Joseph, I could just feel the energy. He is dying to say something. So Joseph, please say what you need to say. I know you want to ask a question or something.
Joseph, you got to pay us a consulting fee, though.
I'm sorry.
You done got some gems.
Yes, we done dropped all type of knowledge.
I'm sorry about it. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, just write me wrong. I was like, no, I'm like, it won't go to this.
Yeah, well, if you put any type of anything with sugar in it, or any type of berries, and if you drop any sugar in that Seamoss, you better have it stabilized or it's going to start to mold and decompose. A lot of people are out here selling crap because they want it to taste good, and that is not what Seamoss is about. Seamoss should taste a little bit like the sea, okay? No matter what, it should taste a little bit like the sea. It's Seamoss. So anyway, I'm gonna release the mic now.
Joseph, you got a question?
I was gonna say with the stabilizer for the Cmos, that's what I wanted to know because I had problems like that going on, like sometimes even to the point where you're shipping your products, it takes a minute, and it's hot and stuff like that. Sometimes your product end up getting jacked up because it's too hot or whatever. That's what I wanted to know, how to preserve my products for long times, how long do we have from the time you make it into the shelf life that you have for the Seamoss, because that's what I had problems with. It's go bad. That's why I was like, why don't the Seamoss go bad? You know what I'm saying? What is wrong with the Seamoss? So that's what I was trying to figure out. Because
you might want to ship with ice. Get some ice packs and ship. It's going to cost you, but it's going to make an impact. Another suggestion I have is to get your BP-free bags, like a big old juice box bag that will hold 32 ounces, and freeze it before you ship it.
That's a good idea.
Do not fill the bag up to the top and put it in the freezer because stuff expands. So when it starts to thaw as it's shipping, it'll force that Ziploc bag open. So you do have to do some other precautions when you do that. That will add to the life. Again, you're not going to put that much ascorbic acid in there. I mean a pinch. I mean in about 42 ounces, I'm talking about 1/8 of a teaspoon. Okay?
Yeah.
Because and you have to get it from the health food store. Don't get something that is not ingestible. You want to make sure it's ingestible. Okay? And that's all I got. I really don't believe in the fruit flavors, but if you're doing the fruit flavors, and believe me, my 2 top sellers are fruit flavors, you are going to cook that fruit before you put it in there. Put it in the blender. You're going to cook the pineapple until you bring it to a boil for more than 2 minutes, okay? And then that will stabilize the fruit. Now, that turns the fruit into straight sugar and kills it. I'm mostly raw and vegan, so that's kind of against my personal religion, but that was the only way that I could get the product to go out and last. Because I had a commercial account, and my blueberries were getting a little moldy after a week. I had to figure out what to do. And I released the mic. If you have another question, I'll be happy to answer.
So I do have a question for people that actually make topical products. Are you guys using gel when you guys are making the topical product? That's what you're putting the MSM for?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Are you guys actually using gel when you guys are making the topical products? And that's what you're putting the MSM for? Because you're using gel?
Well, I added in there to preserve the gel.
Okay, so you added in to preserve the gel.
That's what I use it for, yeah.
Okay, that's my question. If you guys,
and so then by the time I blend up the shea butter and all that other stuff, and I put it on the stove. So in a saucepan, Seamoss, MSM, because the MSM it kind of melts and crystallizes in the Seamoss. The Seamoss will look like glitter and everything. but
okay, so that was my thing. I was just wondering if you guys were using powder, if you guys were using gel when you guys were making the product.
And I guess that's a follow-up question, is that if you were to use powder, do you feel like you would still have to put the MSM or some other kind of stabilizer in it, because now the Seamoss is in it with the whatever liquid you added to it?
Oh. That's a good question. I don't know if it would. I don't know. That'd be another experiment I would have to do to see how the powder takes to the, to the concoction, but I prefer the gel.
Like, because when we have to do our soap, the first time we did soap, we used gel, and it actually went bad within a couple weeks. Now, we do the soaps and we use powder, our soaps actually last for probably about a good year or so.
Oh wow, that's good.
Yeah, I still have soap sitting back from last year when we first started that. Actually, after you start using them, even though we had them out, you can still have the same smell, still have the same potency, everything.
Wow. I thought, okay, so you use the powder when you make your soap, because everybody I know uses a gel. Wow. Okay.
Yes, I use Seamoss powder to make my soap.
Okay. Yeah, that's new to me, but okay. Thank you for sharing that.
I'm with you with you right. When I make my face serum, though, I use the water and I use the actual gel, and then I put in a whole bunch of other stuff, hyaluronic acid. And, I think I'm a chemist over here.
I'm all for that.
That's how I feel when I'm making my products.
I'll be trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, but Seamoss is amazing. Whether you ingest it, you put it on your skin, it's life. It is life.
It is life, especially for all people on here.
Yeah. Well, here in the comments, I got Alexio. I don't know if I'm pronouncing, but I'll just call him Alex. But he was saying that you have to heat the whole entire product to get it so that it doesn't ferment and it doesn't go off. Like that will help sterilize it. He said that's not going to stop it from fermenting. You have to heat the entire product.
Well, of course, it probably won't stop it from fermenting, but I think that's what she was saying about boiling the fruit was to get it, to get the sugar to come out. Is that what you were explaining?
Yeah, it also it does it. Okay, once it's no longer alive, you don't have to worry about it molding so quickly. So when you cook it, you literally kill the fruit off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So what's left is the flavor and the sugar and the color, and then it lasts longer. So it's like tempering, like you might temper chocolate. I temper the fruit.
So, I mean, if you're killing it, does that mean you're killing off the nutrients?
That's what I was just about to say.
The nutrients in the fruit, absolutely.
So then, I was thinking that when you said it the first time, and I was like, I don't.
But the fruits.
You're not getting the nutritional benefit if you do that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? I agree with you completely. I spent the last 30 years as a raw vegan. So, like I said earlier, it was against my religion to cook it. But the thing
right.
it was molding in that Seamoss. Okay? So, we don't want the nutrients from the pineapple. We really want the nutrients from the Seamoss. They just don't want to taste the Seamoss. That's why they
just want to taste. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Right. They want it to seem like a smoothie as opposed to just taking it the way it should be taken and putting it in their own smoothie. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They want what they want.
Well, there's a couple of people here in my area that sell Seamoss and everything like that, and I just prefer them go, find you get another Seamoss person because I don't do the fruit.
Yeah.
Seamoss they just defeats the purpose to me, and it ain't gonna last long. But the advice that you gave about, I probably still wouldn't do it, but that's just me. I just prefer them elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
I get it. I mean, like I said, my clients actually pushed me into this, and I'm like, really? And then it became my top seller. They all want it. And I'm like, you all are really ridiculous and lazy, but I love you, and you can have whatever you want. Let me make it for you.
Right, but at least they're getting to the Seamoss end. I will say that. At least they're getting that Seamoss end, and they're getting the nutrients that they need.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Well, Latia here says that she uses aloe vera and lemon, a natural preservative, in her Seamoss gel to help keep it lasting longer. So I don't know if you guys thought about aloe vera.
I'm scared of aloe vera because aloe vera plant, first of all, is not alkaline. Number two, And this is just, and so correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I understand, and then too, the plant itself, like literally, when you cut that thing open, you have to like use it within like a day or two because it'll go bad real fast.
And and it also has that yellow, that little slime that's in between the fillet and the meat. I mean, I don't know who said that, but I mean, how do they get it from the store, or are they using something that's been stabilized already? Because if you use fresh, it's gonna change the taste. It's a very bitter taste. So
right.
Well,
honestly, that's why I went to Seamoss, because I didn't want to use the aloe vera. I was like, but what kind of natural gel can I use? And automatically, I was sitting there staring at the jar, and I was like, oh, Seamoss. So, when I was first creating this stuff 2 or 3 years ago, I was, trying to figure out something else other than the aloe vera, and that's how I came up with the Seamoss gel. Because I was scared that the aloe vera wouldn't hold, and I didn't want to use chemical base, because if aloe vera naturally molds really fast, what are they putting in that aloe vera naturally to keep it, from going bad? That is my biggest concern, and I feel like a lot of that stuff is chemical based, so that's the only reason why I don't use aloe vera. But if there's something else that I don't know of or that you're using, I would love to hear.
Well, Latia says she uses organic aloe vera juice.
Okay. And that's been stabilized, because anything that can live in a jar on a health food store shelf, has been stabilized.
Yeah.
If it was that natural stuff, it would be bitter. I mean, I like that stuff in the bottle, Lily Valley organic myself, but I was just thinking, I was like, how could that work? But I did it now. Okay, Tara, thank you.
Yeah, very much.
Nice. You're welcome.
Aloe vera, if you hold it upside or right side up on the pointy part is sticking straight up and the bottom is down, all that yellow stuff you're talking about will go to the bottom. I used to experiment with aloe vera a lot, and it will sit at the bottom, and once you cut that bottom, all that yellow stuff, that really, really, really bitter stuff, is really, if you put that on your skin, what it will do is it will actually burn you, but it is in some
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, my bad, sorry. But it will burn you, but it is a very strong healing agent too if you can use it right. But once that stuff is drained out, it's two part. I don't know the names of it, but when you the meat of the aloe vera and then you have that slime, just the clear stuff. If you scrape that clear stuff off, that stuff is freaking gold. It's not. It's like you have the fibers in between in the meat. That's good. Like it could be that could be a really good preservative right there. The meat of it, but the fibers and stuff. But that clear stuff, if you put it on your skin, if you put it on your hair or whatever, it promotes a whole bunch. I don't know what vitamins are on it, but I did an experiment myself, and I have vitiligo in certain parts of my skin, and I was working outside for a long period of time. And what happened was I just left one glove off, I kept one glove on, and the parts that I have melanin didn't get sunburned, but my vitiligo parts got sunburned really bad. It was like a 30-degree burn.
Oh wow!
And I just I let it get I just put aloe vera on it, and it healed up that perfectly. But and that's a testimony of the melanin. Melanin's off the chain, man. Like
It is. Listen, well, I'm gonna give y'all one more trick, and I ain't telling y'all no more of my secrets. But Seamoss with rosemary and lavender. Seamoss rosemary and lavender on a burn cut. It will seal a cut. I can't tell you how many times I almost chopped my finger off in the kitchen, and I put that Seamoss with the lavender and the rosemary, put that over that cut, and sealed it immediately.
Wow.
You're right.
I definitely agree, but what kind of rosemary? rosemary essential oil.
Rosemary essential oil.
Okay.
And lavender. Yep. And it's just seal it right on the and I also put the Seamoss in grapeseed oil. And just let it sit. It'll thin the Seamoss. And Seamoss is thick. And when you put it in that oil, because Seamoss by itself, you put it on the skin, it won't penetrate well. The dry, crust up, and all that good stuff, and just kind of sit on top.
Yeah.
But if you let it sit in oil for like 3 or 4 days, it'll thin out. So then that way, when you apply it to the skin, you can actually use it as a daily moisturizer.
Mm-hmm. So this one, the brand that she uses is Lakewood Organic Pure Aloe Inner Leaf Juice with organic lemon, not from concentrated, fresh press.
Okay.
So it's like fresh.
I absolutely know that product.
Yeah. So it's fresh pressed juice from 3 pounds of organic aloe in every bottle. Pure aloe juice with organic lemon juice, not from concentrated, pasteurized juice, pressed from. So it's been pasteurized. Yeah. That's how they stabilize it. And then it's latex and allergen-free, certified organic, kosher, gluten-free, allergen-free, non-GMO, preservative-free, and bottled in glass, non-toxic.
Lakeland has a stabilized product. It's on the grocery store shelves. Very well known, but that might be a good option. Okay, they do have the aloe vera juice. And I was actually reading that label the other day because I wanted to know what was in it to keep it sterilized. So, agreed.
Nice. I love that we can have these kind of like open discussions where we're talking about all the like. I've learned so much stuff that I didn't know before. Like I didn't even know what MSM was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or that term. And
so I used to be afraid to talk about what I had going on, but honestly, like we need so many healers in the world that like I don't know who else on the call, but I can't reach their audience and they can't reach mine. You know what I mean? So how do we reach more of the masses? You know what I mean? That's how we have to think about it. You know what I mean? If you really truly are a healer and you really truly want the world to be better, healthier, and self-sufficient and all this good stuff, then you're not going to be afraid to share this information because, again, whoever's on these calls, it sounds like these people are like around the world. And so, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And you know what, too? Whatever you give away creates more of your abundance.
There you go. What you put out in the universe, you get back. Absolutely. What you put out, it comes back. Absolutely. So I'm not afraid to share information. I want you guys' businesses to expand. Like the food is so compromised and the air is so compromised. You got people arguing you down about toxic foods, because in their mind they're thinking that it's healthy, and it's just like, no, man, that ain't good for you. You know what I mean? And so we're just so lost. And so the more that we can motivate each other and educate each other and find different ways of consumption and things to add, and all the preservatives, learning about the vitamin C that the sister was talking about, that's great information. Because again, I highly doubt that I'm going to tap into their audience, and I highly doubt they're going to tap into mine. But at the same time, hopefully whatever gems we've been giving to each other is going to be helpful to each other's audiences. So we need to be more comfortable supporting each other and sharing and helping each other to grow better. Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. 1,000%. That's why I do this.
And you know what? Nobody knows about Seamoss. I mean, the people who are in Seamoss, they know about it. Nobody really knows. I mean, it's not like cut and dry how to do it. Yeah, we can all make the gel. We can all sell the gel. We can buy in bulk all of the powder and sell that. But nobody really knows everything, because it comes from different places. It has different chemical compounds. And so there's just as many Seamosses as there is personalities. As we were talking, Natasha, I was looking up stuff. There are people out there that are selling alfalfa, chlorophyll, and mint. And I know they just got the chlorophyll out for the Seamoss bag.
Wait. Her phone, I don't know if her phone went out. I didn't hear that last part that she said.
It was.
You know the
Oh, we can't hear it. I can't hear her on this end anymore.
You can't hear at all?
I'm in the
It's like static. I don't hear anything but static. I hear you, but I can't hear anybody else.
That's weird. Oh, you know what? Is this better?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what it is? It's my phone.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, what I was saying was that I looked it up and I saw someone selling chlorophyll and alfalfa sea moss, and I was like, wow, that's interesting. And then they said it was mint flavored, and then a light went off in my head, and I said, oh, that's what mint chlorophyll. They just took the bottle and turned it into sea moss. I like know how they did it because if you have an idea of the herbs, and then you see somebody with something that they think is new and improved, you know exactly how they made it. So anyway.
Nice.
And is that a good thing to do, or is that just like a shortcut?
No, I think it's there's lots of different ways to get chlorophyll, but there's definitely a mint flavored one because I was selling a detox lemonade with it in there, so I know all about it.
Nice. So Dominant Life says here, I'm getting into the vegan community much more, and I'm really interested in growing and harvesting my own fruits and vegetables. I'm definitely looking for a group of people to start the journey. Well, there is a group on Facebook called Black Farmers or something like that, and I think
I'm in that group. Yeah.
That would be a good group that I would recommend you start to check with people, because there's a lot of information about people, and there's a lot of people getting into farming in that group. You know.
Yes, or just like me, getting information until I'm ready to do my farm.
Exactly. Well, I'm ready to get into bees next year. I can't wait to release to you guys some of the honey.
That is exciting.
I'll probably have the honey by the end of. Who knows? We'll see how the first nectar runs like. Maybe by June, July, I'll have some honey to sell.
Nice. Nice. That seems like it would be scary. I was supposed to go to a bee farm event where they were allowing people to come and check out and I couldn't make it, but I don't know why that is intriguing to me, but it is.
You should have went.
That's cool. You
should have went and checked it out. Bees are a lot, they're very docile, more than what people realize. A lot of times people's negative experiences is more with wasps than they are with bees. Honeybees are too busy to be worrying about you. They get their shit and they want to hustle back home. It's only when you start messing with them that they decide to kind of like poke you a little. But hey, Rio, what did you want to say? You were about to say something before we started talking about the bees.
I said I got a bag cut the other day, and I had some bee on. I had some honey on hand. I thought about you, and I was bleeding, man. It was right on my by my thumb, part. And it was bleeding, and I was like, oh crap. So I just poured some honey on it, and it stabilized the bleeding. It stopped quicker than I even thought.
Honey.
Oh yeah, dude. You take like a bandage and you put honey, like say you have a scratch or a wound and you put honey on it and then put a bandage over it, it will heal itself. There's a peroxide and microbial properties in it that help different enzyme stuff that will help the skin grow and fuel it. Yeah, that's why Manuka honey is so how do you say it? Everybody loves it, and they're saying it's this, it's so expensive. It's because it's so high in the peroxide, and so it's almost like it's like a natural disinfectant. And if you take it in your body, it will help disinfect. It helps rid you of viruses and all kinds of shit.
Whoa! I take black seed oil for that. But geez, I did not know that about honey. That is interesting to know.
There's so much with honey. So Dominant Life says, I love this. I love it. It's crazy. I'm 26 and I find more comfort in sitting here on live speaking with y'all. My generation doesn't just get that health's important. Yeah, it's sad that in some ways the generation just doesn't get it. Period. Forget about health. They just don't get it in life. You know what I mean? Well, that's because they don't know what they don't know.
I have a group of kids ladies right now that I'm making an impression on, they're just like, well, what is that? Well, what is that? Well, what is that? And I think the only reason why that they're not into it is because there is a misconception once again. So, I'm a certified personal trainer, but I'm not a certified nutritional coach.
Yeah.
And the reason why, I'm always preach nutrition. I'm always talk plant-based for healing and all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I will never get the certification because I refuse to teach what the American certification, what they try to tell us to talk about and teach and everything. It's wrong. It's all wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just feel like people today are it's just, we've been given the wrong information, but the information we've been given, if you think about it, and again, we just have to educate. We just have to put the information out there and people to start saying, well, wait a minute, I heard you, I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to eavesdrop, but I heard you saying this, that, and the third. I talk loud for a reason. When I start talking and I'm being loud and I'm, and I have 3 or 4 people, coming up to me saying, hey, I'm so sorry, I heard you talking over there. You just talking about such and such. That Seamoss, I heard about that. What is that? And I'm like, oh, come on over. And you know what I mean? So, but the kids, you know what I mean? They see the herbs and everything. They're just like, what's that? What's that for? What's this for? So what you make? What you do? How did you get into this? And you know what I mean? And just getting them involved. I'm getting ready to start some programs where I, get young girls together and talk about, how to get them to reverse health issues. Young boys, how to get them to reverse behavioral issues, things like that. All that stuff is chemical, the chemicals from the foods have just completely jacked our bodies up. Young girls having cramps in ways that we never had cramps 10, 15 years ago. You know what I mean? Guys are having psychological issues in ways, like the number has increased so much. And we're not realizing that that's from the food. That is from the food. And Dr. Sebi talked about it. You know what I mean? Whenever we're having a hard time processing thought or processing, when we don't have that mental clarity, you get that Seamoss to help clear out that, get that mind clear and everything, get that mucus off the brain, get the mucus off the brain. You know what I mean?
Insane in the membrane.
Listening to the right things, doing your morning gratitudes and stuff like that. But just being aware that, wait a minute, my mood is jacked up today. I need to detox. And I tell people all the time, get you a jar of Seamoss, and you don't have to eat nothing for 3 to 7 days. You can just do Seamoss in the morning for breakfast, do Seamoss for lunch, but detox. When you got a bad attitude and you can't figure out how to adjust and get your mind right and everything like that, all you got to do is detox.
Yeah.
The brain chemicals is jacked up.
I believe it. Says, I also think it's the food and also the weed, more so TC, not CBD. And someone saying, hey, doc. Who's the doc?
Hey, doc. I think I know who that is.
Is that your nickname, the doctor?
I got a small group of people calling me doc. Because I'm getting more comfortable being public with the information that I'm sharing. You know what I mean? So I appreciate it. I'll take it. But I'm not a real doctor. Let me throw that out there. I'm not a real doctor. I'm God's right-hand man, helping to lead everybody back to the dirt. That's all.
I feel you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So
I want to stop running my mouth to allow somebody else to say something.
Yeah, I was just going to see if, is this Genova or Hanova? Sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. You just joined the group and we're talking opening about just Seamoss. So if you have any questions or anything you want to discuss or even tell what you are doing in the Seamoss space, like everybody's open to listen. It's just a safe space to talk about anything about Seamoss.
Yes. I would, I would love, you can see it faster than I can, but Mr. A Sharp is one of my customers who is consuming Seamoss and loving. He loves. Yep, that's him. Mr. A Sharp, he loves, I wish he could come on and talk about his transformation and his experience with it and how much he loves it. I want to put him on the spot, but I want to ask you.
Too late. I already sent him an invite.
You did?
Yeah, so let's see if he accepts it. Oh, he accepted it. He's up for the challenge.
Hey, superstar, how are you?
How are you? I love it. Share with the people your experience with the Seamoss. The Seamoss is amazing. I take it twice, and I take it in the morning, and I take it in the afternoon, and it works on her entire line. If you all haven't been to her website, go on there today.
Give out her website. She's
a 7-day trial a while back, and my levels of energy came up one level, and they just continue to remain. And now I'm on the whole junkyard, whatever you want to call it, but the whole entire package. Yeah, that 5-pack I was telling you guys about, that's what he's on right now.
Yes. And so you said you take
5-pack plus the burdock root, and it's amazing. Yeah.
And you said you take it twice a day. So do you take half the pack in the day and the other half in the evening, or how much do you take per day?
I take the entire pack, which is a total of 6 pills twice a day. So that's 12 total.
Oh, wow. And is that a normal dosage, or you decided to just double up because it's working so good for you?
No, that's what I recommend.
Okay.
One set in the morning, one set in the afternoon.
Oh, okay, so I didn't know that. That's what
so with that for me, I usually start my day off with water and that. And then whatever I have for lunch, I take the second dose, and it's amazing. It's awesome. So if you all haven't been on the website, I encourage you all to go today.
What's the website? What's the website? Tell it. You don't know the website?
I don't know. I'm typing it right now. Born to live free.
I put you guys on the spot.
That's it. But no, yeah, it is absolutely amazing. You guys go on there and get your stuff. And one thing I will say again, I called Tasha Doc because again, she truly knows her stuff. She consistently checks in on me each and every single day to make sure that I'm doing okay.
That's good.
My bowel movements, is everything good? Yeah, I'm doing great. She's like, and I tell her each and every single time, it's not TMI. I appreciate you checking in and make sure that I'm doing okay. But it is absolutely amazing. It's awesome. And please, I will tell you guys, please start checking. And Tasha did this to me. There was a wake-up call for me. Please make sure that you check your bottles of the stuff that's in your vitamins and all your stuff, because we think we're taking one thing and then we see that one piece on the label that says other ingredients, stuff that they add on top of what we're initially getting. So definitely getting your minerals in. That coupled with my multivitamin sets me on the path each and every single day. So definitely get your minerals in. And I'll tell you all this stuff, it moves. It moves. You may think, and now I'm not saying that you'll be cutting through traffic trying to rush to get home, but you will actually feel everything moving. When it's time to actually go number 2, the minerals move everything in a comfortable fashion. It's not like you're like pushing on bricks, but it really will just comfortably move everything. So please,
it's like a lubricant. It's like having a lubricant in your intestine. Yes, like I know exactly how you're feeling. It's so pleasurable.
And that is and I would say that's how the Seamoss felt when I first started taking it. It just started going through. I felt a little smaller, so it definitely works, you guys. So definitely get it. You don't have to go to the hospital each and every single time. Get these minerals in your system and take them daily with breakfast and lunch, however you do it, but it works.
Nice. What a testimony. And guys, just in case anybody missed it, her website is www.born2, like TO, live, LIVE, free, FREE.net. And so actually I'm going to pull it up on the YouTube and Facebook.
Thank you.
So people can see it.
Yeah, Julien is, Anthony just said, and everybody here, Julien, he has a Seamoss business. And so his family, your dad is in St. Lucia, right?
Well, no, he's in Toronto right now, but he's St. Lucian, and we have a house in St. Lucia. So normally he would be here during this weather, but because of COVID, and he's got some issues he's got an eye surgery, and then he wants to get his taxes done. Like he's got all these things he's got to do before he leaves. So it keeps getting pushed back, and I'm like, come on, Dad, let's go. Like I'm ready, you know. Get out of this town.
So the Seamoss in bulk, if you're looking for Seamoss in bulk, he's the guy to get that from.
Yeah. Also, there's another guy here, Ricky. He sells a lot of Seamoss in bulk too, and he also sells the Seamoss powder, and he does freeze dried, right, Ricky?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he does. He's one of the few guys that I know of that do freeze dried Seamoss. Yes, you're looking at me like freeze dried.
Freeze dried Seamoss.
Do your research on freeze dried, and you will be calling him. what the freeze? I'm joking. I'm not joking. I'm serious. But to answer your question, what the freeze dried does is it helps in. Well, Ricky, you want to talk about you know more about the freeze dried than I do.
So what freeze dried does, instead of most powder that you actually get is going to be dehydrated. Then they have to dry it out with a dehydrator, and then they turn it into a powder. That's what they should do. With that, you lose some of your nutrients. You still maintain about 60 to 70% of your nutrients, but you do lose some. Now with the freeze dry method, what you do is you actually take all the moisture out. So all the moisture content is taken out. So what you're left with is nothing but Seamoss itself. And the only thing you have to do, so if I actually freeze dried you Seamoss in its natural form, I can mail it to you as freeze dried Seamoss. And the only thing you had to do is add water, and you can actually make gel.
Nice. And it's in powder form?
Well, I can actually put it in any form that you like. So say you wanted, say how you clean your Seamoss right before you actually make gel.
Yep.
I can send it in that form. And the only thing it just has no water content. But most of the time, I just grind it into powder.
Okay. And so because it's not dehydrated, it's maintaining more of its nutrients, you're saying?
Yes, it maintains probably around 98% of the nutrients. It doesn't really lose anything.
Wow.
In the process. It also has a 25-year shelf life.
25 years?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, 25 shelf life.
The same freeze dried process is what they use to make war preparation food and stuff like that, or any kind of camping food and stuff. You see, you got to add water to it. That's been through a freeze dried method, and it keeps the cellular integrity of the product or whatever it's freeze dried.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. And so
I
now
learned so much on this call. I don't even know how long I've been on here. I was getting ready to lay it down and go to sleep. I'm like, oh, this is interesting.
Don't worry. Instagram has this new feature. Your screen time is being recorded, and at the end, you'll get an invoice for all my services. Now I got you on the hook, baby.
Right. That's what it is.
I'm kidding.
No, you're good. Julien, thank you so much for providing this platform. Seriously.
No, it's my pleasure. I get enjoyment. You know what? You gotta thank my family because they're trying to sleep right now, and I'm laughing and I'm trying. So if anybody you need to thank, it's them because they're probably like, oh fuck, I hate Sundays.
So you're on here every Sunday?
Every Sunday and Wednesday. And I sometimes go as late as 5 in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I'm not going to hang out with you that late because I got to work. So.
Well, lately what I've been doing is doing a 2 o'clock cutoff because it literally ruins my day the next day.
I'm sure. What's your time zone right now? What time is it where you are?
Eastern Standard. I'm in Toronto.
Toronto. Okay. You said it like 5 times. I'm sorry.
I say that 1,000 times. I'm always dropping the 416 when I can. I love this city.
I know the last live that you did, this was months ago. And you were talking about a nonprofit that you wanted to start to support the divers that make the Seamoss. You know, donating gear and all that good stuff to them. Have you started that, or?
So no, I haven't started it, and I think where it's kind of going now is what I might do is start a club. Because one of the things that I kind of realized is that in order to get that association going and get it to the area that where I feel like it needs to be, it's going to take a lot of moving parts and a lot of people. And it's got to be set up in a way where not so much that it's independent, but that more than just me can benefit from it. And so, and I don't think I can get that done right away, right? And so the idea I figure is I'm going to start a club. And the club will be, you know, have some of the same features as the association will have. We'll pool our resources to buy stuff in bulk, like whether it be packaging, stickers, and stuff. I'll look and see if we can get a designer online to offer those kind of services and a few other things. But it would be like a membership based, and there'd be you get discounts on Cmos and that kind of stuff like that. Definitely, whatever the membership fee would be, it would be something where you would get more value in that. But we started as a smaller club, almost like a Costco. You know what I mean? You pay this fee, you get access to all these other products, and I'll make it so that it's not just St. Lucian Seamoss that comes available, but like other people that I've networked and I can sort of validate or verify. You know what I mean? And then I'll bring the products through them and release it to the group. You know what I mean? Or the club. And then as the club grows big, it's going to get to a point where it's going to be bigger than I want to deal with. And then I'm just going to create a like sort of like a board of directors and stuff like that, and move the club or to get the people to kind of move over to that membership.
Okay, I still think that's a beautiful idea.
Yeah.
I was supposed to email you. I'm gonna email you. And whenever you get this going, let me know.
Email me. Well, what I'm doing in the meantime is I'm going to be offering a sort of like a smaller club where I'm going to cut down a little bit on these live streams, maybe do it once a week, but do another one where I open it up to the group of people that somewhat I vetted. You know what I mean? I don't want to just open it up to anybody that joined, but there would be kind of like a monthly fee, and that fee would be for the time that I give to drop the knowledge and the information I have. But the money that I get for that will be totally used to help the initiatives that I've talked about before in St. Lucia.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So my time will be free. You know what I mean? Because like I'm giving my time free now, but I am going to charge a fee because I want to be able to help these people. And it's, like, here's a scenario. I'd love to be able to take enough money where I could create a farm for a bunch of kids to come and just work at, and they harvest the farm, they make the stuff, and they sell it to us, and they make money. Do you know what I mean? And so they don't have to put any money to get the farm going, but you can work that farm, and we'll buy the Seamoss off you for working the farm. But in a sense, that's kind of like that's your area. You know what I mean? And because for a lot of these people to get and we'll work on getting them transportation to there and back and all that kind of other shit to support them, because it's not easy for a lot of these guys down there to get the sticks, get the rope, get a vehicle, get down there, set it up, and even if they have those means, it's like to them it's like, oh, it's so much work and I don't have a buy. Who's going to buy it? And what there's a lot of these issues that goes through these people's minds before they start these ventures. But if you notice someone saying, look, there's the spot, all you got to do is show up. It's almost like you're there. This is the test. Are you serious about it? Yeah, boom. And then they can make enough money where they can buy build their own farm. Do you know what I mean? They don't need to work for us all the time, right? But at least this will get you started on the road. And once you're down that road, you're not going to be thinking about, hanging out on the streets. You're not going to, because you're going to be like, fuck that. If I work this farm, I can build my own house. Because a lot of these guys down there, that's their kind of dream. I want my own house, my own piece of land, my own this, and I'm good. So to get those opportunities to see that, it's not easy for them. You know what I mean? So a lot of them will turn to criminal activities. I don't want to say in detail, like, you know what I mean? Just stuff that's undesirable for the nation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
because they think that that's the only way that they're going to get it, because they're dealing with like 20% unemployment, 40%, 38% in the youth. That's crazy. So that's like, you know what I mean? Like, if I had 5 friends, 3 of them would be out of work and not have you know what I mean, a prospect out of life. That's crazy. Or 2. Sorry, if I had 5 friends, 2 of them would be out of work. Pardon?
That's the demographic in the Caribbean, or just in St. Lucia?
St. Lucia. The last time I checked was probably about 2 years ago. It was and this is probably worse now because of the pandemic. But pre-pandemic, the youth economy, like the youth unemployment was 38%, and the nation average was around just under 20%. And they were lowering it. It was getting better. Things were getting better. The nation was getting prosperous. Then COVID hit, you know? And so, yeah, so this is, you know, that's what I would be doing and so the stuff would be sort of like this, but I'd probably give more insight to actually what I'm doing with the business. If I'm more I'm very not cautious, because I do speak pretty openly, but there's a lot of things I won't go into or discuss, because I know that this is an open platform, and I don't know who's watching and what they're going to make from the information. But if we're in a group of people that I trust and know that they're going to use this to kind of like better themselves and you know what I mean, do something good with it, then I'll share more information, and I'll be more kind of like trusting. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be emailing you tonight just so I don't forget. I moved, and so it's just been a lot going on. But I'm definitely going to email you, because whenever you start that project, I definitely want to be involved.
Oh, wow. Dominant Life here. He's in South Korea watching.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
The next day, it's Monday right now over there.
Wait, that's what he said. He said, this is the perfect time for me here in South Korea. It's 3:30. It's Monday the 21st. Cool.
Nice.
Oh, I think he's Dominant Life. Are you the same guy that we're having the issue trying to ship to the South Korea? He's in the army, or they're in the army, and I've been trying. It's been difficult, and I appreciate his patience while I try to. I've done it before, but it's been so long since I shipped.
Is he on the base?
Yeah. So what happens is the military has this mailing system where you send it to this post office box, and they reroute it through their internal mail system. And so it will get to Korea like ASAP. But you know what I mean? And it's like almost like paying to go to
state to state.
State to state, exactly.
I used to be military, and I lived overseas. So
you know what I'm talking about.
I was going to say you should be able to just ship it now. Well, no, because Toronto is considered international to US, correct?
Yes, I guess. But here's the issue that I'm having is that I normally use UPS for the shipping, and they are very difficult when you're entering it into the machine to purchase the label, the address of where it is. And so there's a way to format the address so that it works, and I don't remember how to do it. Like I went through this problem.
New York, so like if I ship to a military base in Europe, I'm going to put APO, and instead of AE, because sometimes that doesn't give me the option, I put APO New York, because New York is the next, that's the port closest to Europe.
Yeah.
Now the port closest to, that's going to be California.
Yeah.
So you can do APO CA and then do that zip code, and then whenever they get ready to ship it, they're going to look and see, oh, that's APO, that's overseas, and they're going to ship it to the APO address. It's that stateside one that you're probably having an issue with. So you can do like CA for California or HI for Hawaii or whatever the case, but it will get to that address.
Okay, I'll try that out. Awesome. Thank you for that tip.
So Asian Pacific, I would do CA for California, and then if it's going to Europe, Africa, I would do NY for New York.
Awesome. So he says, yes, but you have definitely been taking care of me as you have me as a customer for life. Oh,
nice.
Yes. No, we've been going through a lot, and he's been very patient on me trying to kind of sort this out. And it's crazy. Like, people don't realize how just a little bit of niceness and like honey goes a long way. Like, I'll tell you now, I deal with a lot of people, and like, you can. I almost should record or make a skit showing how different my response can be depending on how you call me and how you react. Because some people call me, and you'd think that they were calling Amazon when they're calling. I'm just like, no, this is like a 2-person company. We have no employees. I'm barely scratching the surface. All this money is going back into St. Lucia. I am not able to do whatever you think I can do. Like offer you free this and refund that and shipping this, and it's just like, what? No. But and then they have an attitude about it, right?
Yeah.
But if you're easy and nice and you're like, oh, no problem, it's like, no, here, you know what? Here, let me give you some free stuff. Because I want you back here. I don't want to deal with people that are going to like yell at me and complain and look for every problem so that they can squeeze me for something. Get out of here.
Yeah.
I want the people that are going to high-five me and say, you know what, bro, it's okay. Let's just sort the problem out and get to what we need. You know what I mean? Like, as long as I get my Seamoss and we work, that's it. And I'm willing to work with people. You know that? Dominic says, I would say it's the Air Force. My job teaches me to serve people before I serve myself. So I really adopt to being patient. Yeah.
Nice. Service before self. Hey, Air Force, fly high. I'm
Yeah.
Air Force here too.
Awesome. So
Nice.
I got to make sure that I get his order out tomorrow, or else he'll probably call me later and be like, "Wah, wah, wah, wah."
Did our friends fall off on the other line? I haven't heard them say anything.
Who?
They probably did. I wanted to give a shout out here to Harmony Blaze Company, who was on earlier. That's my friend Sherry. She makes candles.
Sherry?
Harmony Blaze Company. I just tagged it. That's my friend Sherry. She makes candles.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
So if you want some candles, handmade, give her a buzz.
What does she make them with? Like what kind of oils does she use? Do you know?
She hasn't gone into the details with me, but you can the link to her website.
I'll reach out to her and see. I'd be curious.
Company.
Maybe in the future I might be able to sell her some beeswax. I have a feeling I'm gonna have a lot on my hand in the future.
He's getting ready to start a bee farm.
Yeah. Well, I have some bees now already, and I gotta. Hopefully they'll make it through the winter. We'll have to see. But if they do, they're gonna be really strong bees, because the winter's been really cold this year. But you know what's really?
Hey, look at them.
You know what's
high, fly, fight, win. Yes.
You know what's really cool? I'm going to show you guys. My kids made this. And my wife. They took Seamoss, right, and they added like some strawberry fragrance. So now the Seamoss smells like strawberries, and they use it as a hair shampoo to put in their hair. And so that's what they're shampooing their hair, because they don't wash their hair. I don't know. Apparently, women don't wash their hair every day. I didn't know that.
Co-wash.
Yeah. So they wash it like once a week or something. So in the meantime, this is what they've been putting in their hair daily. And so their hair smells like strawberries all day.
I have a friend that says she does that. She brought my Seamoss serum.
It smells
and she
good.
put it in her hair, and I was like, "That's for your face." And she was like, "Girl, my hair is shining and gleaming," and I'm like, "Well, okay."
I stopped doing it, but I could show you a little bit of here where there's hair where there was not hair there before.
Nice.
I mean, one or two, but enough to say it did something.
And it works.
Why I stopped, I don't know. You know what? I know why I stopped, because it's just. What would happen is I would put it on my head and I would forget about it, like, because it's drying and I'm letting it set, and then I would get a phone call and I didn't have time to wash the thing off, and it'd be like a video call, so I'd have to do the video call, and the guy would be like, what is that on your head? Yeah, and I'd be like, oh, it's Seamoss, and they're like, Seamoss, what?
Your wife, does it suds up or does it just go in?
You know what? I'd have to ask her, but I think they just kind of massage and blend it in. I don't think it suds up. It's more like it's like a conditioner.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because they only put the fragrance in there. There's nothing to make it sudsy. Like there's no soap or anything like that. You know what I mean? So it would just be the gel. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Seamoss is amazing. Clubhouse. Is your Clubhouse folks gone?
No, they're all here. They're just listening to you guys. We're doing all the talking, so they're just chilling. That's what happens, you know what I mean? Yeah. I know Joseph's got like notes upon notes. He's like sitting there with like a teletype. Love it. I love it. Yeah, man. So he got that awkward silence. Like, what do we talk about next? You know?
I know. I'm trying to shut up because I can talk for days. I really can. I'm just like,
I'm be quiet because I'm gonna get my little 2 quarters. So I'm done reading.
Well, I'm checking out your hair products. So you have a hair care bundle. You have, or is that no? Sorry, it's a herbal care bundle. I think it's getting late, and I'm not reading correctly.
you're on my site?
Yeah.
That Mineral Monster, that Seamoss is right there. Yep.
Yeah, the Cherish, the green, is it Latin or lantern? How is that supposed to? Lemon. Yeah, I'm the worst at pronouncing. Pardon?
I said that green lemon, that's the stuff right there. That's the stuff that I believe is like the key stuff that moves.
Yeah, that's the one I was telling you has the moringa leaf, the chlorella, and spirulina in it.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And are these teas too that you have?
Say it again.
Teas? Do you have tea? It looks like there's a herbal blend. It looks like a tea, maybe. The mix and match duo pack?
Okay, so the mix and match is, so like say, somebody wants to go in, they're like, listen, I don't want to do your already put together bundle packs. I already know what I want. They can just choose from my list, pick one herb. It can be Seamoss, whatever. They can pick whatever they want and mix and match their own herbal pack.
So you have more than the 5 herbal packs. You got you have the Mineral Monster, you have the Green Latin, the Burdock Root, the Heaven's Cure, the Bodybuilder. What is the ESI flush?
ESI, that's esophagus, stomach, and intestine flush. So the herbs in that's the sacred bark, cascara. I don't know if you ever heard of that, but that stuff starts all the way up at the esophagus in pools. Whatever's, when people have acid reflux or issues with their gas and everything like that, it's because there's stuff trapped.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
So you all want to see the whole line. This is it here.
Yep, that's the ESI plus there.
Mm-hmm. And these are all capsule based, right?
Yeah, those are all capsules. The only thing that's not capsule based, I do have teas that I sell, and then of course the skin products. But the Seamoss gel and the elderberry, my elderberry Seamoss, those 2 things are not capsulated.
Yeah. So you have the Cherish Him and the Cherish. What's the difference between the Cherish Him and the Cherish Her?
So Cherish Him is like your saw palmetto, your horny gold, like those are male or herbs for male, reproductive or sexual organs.
Yeah.
And then for the women, you know what I mean? I don't put those products in it, just stuff like the sarsaparilla, little bit of ashwagandha, red raspberry, stuff like that, that's really, really healing to the female, the female reproductive.
Cool. Sure.
It's a lot. What we talked about is just a little bit of what I do. It's a lot.
Yeah, no, you got a lot of good information on your website here.
But like I was telling you, every herbal pack that I sell will have Seamoss attached to it. That if they're getting it, because again, that Seamoss is so important. Getting those minerals and getting those essential vitamins, on top of trying to reverse certain things, trying to lose weight, trying to increase energy, boost immunity, and all of that. Like all that is connected to lack of nutrition.
Facts.
Liver and kidney scrub. That be prepared to go into the bathroom because that will have you urinating like crazy.
Like going like nuts, eh? Yeah, man, I know what that's like. Have you guys ever tried green Seamoss?
I think I ordered from this lady in Jamaica, and she sent me. I bought purple Seamoss from her, and when I got it, it was like green and red, and I was like,
all different colors.
What do I do with this?
Well, in St. Lucia, we have like an all green Seamoss, and it's like a very big, like good for cleansing. Like like you say, going to the washroom a lot. Like you don't, it's not like a diarrhea, but it's like it's like the thing just like everything just slips out of you. Like shoop.
Wow.
Yep.
Green Seamoss. Do you sell it? Do you have it?
Yep. I have it on the website. Yep. Yeah, I have green. I have green Seamoss. I have purple Seamoss. I have like a mixed colored Seamoss where you get like a mix of purple, green, and some few other colors.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Yeah, and so that's why I mean, soon I think they're going to start producing pink Seamoss, so I might start getting some of that in. Yeah, in the times.
Is that natural? How are they producing that?
So, yes, it is natural. It's just the way they dry it. So you've heard of purple Seamoss, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so in St. Lucia, there's a season in which there's a more abundance of purple Seamoss, and then the season flips, and what happens is a lot of that Seamoss that's dark, and it's dark because of the colder temperatures. The water has become, there's warmer water currents that come in, and that starts making the Seamoss look a little lighter. And so when you go to make that, like the same way you make purple, it ends up coming out pink instead of purple. So this is sort of like the season that a lot of pink's going to be coming available, and you're going to find it harder to get purple, at least in St. Lucia.
Nice.
Yeah.
But it'll be just as potent as the purple Seamoss?
Yeah, I don't know if it would taste. I have to try it to see it, to be honest. But
well,
what
I mean, as far as like it maintaining those phytonutrients and everything that the purple Seamoss has, will it?
Yes. See, I think the main difference between gold Seamoss and the colored Seamoss is what I classify them all as colored, right? Because the purple, the green, everything, they all come out of that color because of the way it's dried. And it's dried instead of being in the direct sunlight and being bleached, it's actually dried in the dark. And they don't do it in the direct sunlight. And so when that happens, the Seamoss tends to go really like a dark purple. Dark purple is brown, and then when they dry it, it just comes that purple. Now, if the Seamoss is lighter in color, and let's start for here. When the Seamoss gets harvested out of the water, it can be a shade of like light brown beige to like a deep darkish reddish brown, sort of purplish, sometimes like terracotta, like it's just darker than, like imagine a dark brown with hints of purple and red, like that brown terracotta red. You know what I mean? And so when it dries, like, and without being in the sun, it turns like that deep purple. And if it's lighter, then it won't go as purple. And also what happens sometimes is if you do the purple and there is a change in the temperature, then all that color gets washed out. And so some people will think that the Seamoss has been dyed or stuff because it's not maintaining its color. But really what it is, it's the fact that there is a change in the humidity and there was more moisture, and it caught and that's another thing I don't have the proof, but I believe that what makes this stuff purple and everything is actually the liquid inside, you know what I mean, of the Seamoss. Not the actual cellular structure, but the moisture of it. And so that's why when you soak it, it will tend to come lighter than what it was when it was dry. Because
it was dry, right?
Yeah. When you bleach the gold Seamoss, it actually becomes white when you bleach it. And then it only becomes gold and brown when you dry it and it dehydrates.
Are they bleaching Seamoss?
Oh, sorry. When I say bleach, I mean sun bleach. And what they do is they put it in a bag and they put it in the sun heats it, and it turns it white. If you actually go onto my Instagram and you look at the tab that says harvest, you see the whole process of what I had to go through to dry the Seamoss. And that was sort of, that was like my unofficial initiation for me to work with my partner, because when we decided to start the business, he just showed up one day with like a bag, like 5 sacks of Seamoss, and and I'm like, what the fuck is this for? He's like, because I was all talking game to him, like, oh yeah, I know this about Seamoss, and I've been studying about it. He's like, oh, so you know Seamoss, huh? Okay. And that's it, right? He didn't say anything. Then the next day he shows up with all the Seamoss. All right, well, you know Seamoss, let's see what you do. And so he left me to it. And trust me.
Oh, you
For real. But you know what? I know I aced that because when he looked at it, he was just kind of like, holy shit. Like, this guy.
Right.
But I'm telling you, I watched that. Like, I had a timer set. Like, every 45 minutes, I would go in and check the Seamoss and flip it and stuff like that. And that's why I know in order to produce good Seamoss, you need to put it's done with love and care. There's no doubt about it. Because they have to watch it, they have to monitor it. They got to flip it to make sure it dries evenly. If there's too much sun or the sun's too hot, it can burn it and make black spots, which don't look like. Some people won't buy your Seamoss because of that. And it's like, yeah, it's a lot of work. And what's crazy people don't realize is like all it takes is one bad storm, one bad day, boom, all your Seamoss is gone. So man,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, and I've talked to guys where it's like 2 days before they harvest, it's gone after waiting 3 months for it. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The stress.
Yeah, right back to square one. And then sometimes they'll have to watch people on the beach scoop up their Seamoss because once it hits the beach, it's anybody's Seamoss.
Free game.
Yeah, free
Yikes.
game.
Seriously?
So there are people that are just waiting for it to just roll up on the floor, on the shores. So they
On
can,
the shores?
yeah, they get up in like 5 a.m. Some of them will even go into your farms and just straight up steal it. I've caught a guy. We caught a guy running naked on the beach, like getting into our farms. Yeah, it was crazy.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, Seamoss farming. Somebody needs to do a documentary to just show what the life is like. You know what I mean? Because we're praising it over here. We love it, but you know, to not know, to not have an idea of what people are going through to produce that stuff. Like, I mean, you really, truly, the last time I jumped on one of your lives, like, you opened my eyes big times when you were talking about, you know, what they go through to process the Seamoss, and I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
I have an even bigger appreciation for it.
Like, I should show you one day, you know, I'm going to get some rope and I'm going to show people what it takes to make like a rope that they use to farm. And these guys will make, the ropes are anywhere between 25 to 50 feet long on average, right? And then every, I guess, this length, or maybe it was this length, you had to kind of split open the one and feed a bit of twine in, and then you got to tie it and pull it into a knot. And so, like, I was doing this some days where it was like 3 days straight. I was working on ropes just all day. Boom, boom, doing the ropes for the farm. You know what I mean? Yeah, getting to the point where my fingers were getting blisters and stuff like that.
Oh my God. How humbling, though, was the experience?
Very humbling. You know what I mean? Like, the whole trip was humbling. Meeting all the people and hanging out with the guys and, you know what I mean, going for drinks afterwards and stuff like that, and just, you know what I mean? That was more humbling. In fact, actually, the most, I guess, spiritual and profound experience.
You're breaking up.
No, I think someone's
I don't know
making.
what's happening, but you're like in and out.
Can you hear me now better?
Yep.
Okay. So what I was going to say is one of the most amazing and profound experiences I had was when we went to the beach one day. We were supposed to work on the farm, and we got there late. And by the time we got set up, it was like getting dark. So we were just like, fuck it. And we had a case of beer. It was me and my partner, and we basically polished off a 2-4 on the beach. And it was a full moon that night, and so it was bright, and we had a fire going, and we were just roasting and talking shit, smoking weed, and just like enjoying the jungle, like the just nature. And I,
that was nice.
Yeah, and I'll never forget like looking in the water and hearing the ocean and just thanking God, like really like thanking God for putting me in this position, because I know that for me to be where I was and then doing the things that I was doing, not everybody could do that. You know what I mean? Even just because it's like, you know, it's pandemic, it's like, you know, like the chances of me being able to do it, like I was literally locked on that island. Had I not been there, I would have had to leave, or something would have come up to force me to go. It was almost like God said, you're going here and you're staying here until ever you get your shit done. And when you get your shit done, you can go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dominic said, when's the next time you're going back to St. Lucia? Definitely would like to see you live stream there.
As soon as possible.
Yes.
No, as soon as possible. Realistically, I think it's probably going to be April.
April, you'll be St. Lucia in April?
Yeah, just before my birthday, probably the end of April. I'm going to try and see if we can get my partner to come up here. I really want him to come up to Canada, and so I'm going to get him to come up to Canada here first, and then from there, me and him will fly back with my dad, and I'll stay there like for a month or two, and then
Nice.
yeah, I'll be doing a lot of live streaming, a lot of videos. Hold on. You can go out, but if you think you're going to start barking, no. You still want to go out? Some dog. And like he goes out and immediately he starts barking at the raccoon. Hold on a second. I knew it. Just died. Sorry guys, I gotta just because you don't know if he's got to use the washroom or if he's going to bug the raccoon.
Oh, you're breaking up again.
Sorry. So I have this raccoon. Can you hear me okay?
It's like in and out. I don't know why it's doing that, but for some reason you're like breaking up in and I can hear every other word.
It's because my Wi-Fi sucks. That's why it's like that.
Okay, I can hear you now. You're good.
But I also think what's his name is making noise in the background, and it makes it harder for us to. It blocks out my sound.
Gotcha.
Yeah, or else I'm gonna use it like that's the reason. But what was it? I was just talking about my dog, and I was just saying that the dog. I have a raccoon that hangs out on the fence outside my house, and so.
Oh yeah, that is what it is. Anthony, mute your thing. Okay, now try.
Yeah, so I was saying that the dog has there's a raccoon that it's always yelling at, and so it I don't know if it wants to take a piss or it wants to go yell at the raccoon, but it's like it can't have him yelling at a raccoon at 2 a.m. It's not good for the neighborhood. My neighbors are very particular. You know what I mean? Like I'll never forget. I moved here from a condo. So it was like, not to say my first house, right? I had houses before, but I was living in a condo for a while. And so I didn't have a rake, right? Because we just moved, right? And it was in the fall. So there was leaves falling. So I think it was like 2 days after I moved in, I get a knock on the door and it's my neighbor, right? And I'm like, oh, hey, how's it going, right? And he's like, yeah, it's like, I brought over my rake. I thought you might want to borrow it. I was like, really? Why? He's like, oh, well, you don't want to rake your lawn? I'm like, well, not now. Yeah. I was like, instead of fuck with him, I was like, well, I was just thinking I would wait till winter and then the snows and, you know, it's just going to decompose and that's good for the lawn, isn't it? And then just the look at his face was just like, really? You're going to wait till winter? Like, he didn't want to say it, but you could read his bar. Fuck with him.
Right.
Yeah.
So anal.
Yeah, so the next day we got a rake and then I got the leaf blower and the mulcher and all the other tools that everybody else has. Yeah, join the club. Yeah.
Well, it is late, and I feel myself getting ready.
Whoa. That has got to be the funniest. So she was about to say goodbye, and for some reason, maybe we were on, what time is it? I guess we've been on it for more than 4 hours. And Instagram has this, like, they don't even warn you. They just cut you off after 4 hours, which is it's just so whack. And then you can't save the, so I lost that whole live stream there, which is fun.
Hold on, as soon as she was like, it's getting
Yes. So imagine it was, I almost want to come back and say, look, we didn't kick you off. It was Instagram, not me. You know what I mean? But I think she knows. But I gotta set an alarm so that I know before, before the 4 hour time comes up. to restart the live stream so that it doesn't abruptly repeat. Before, it used to be an hour. And I remember in St. Lucia when I would do live streams, I was doing like multiple live streams, like part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. And sometimes I would do it for like 6 hours. Like I would start at 5:30 in the morning and end at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And my partner would be like, come by and be like, you serious? You're still doing that? Like, yeah, bro. Live stream. That's anyways. But it is getting late, and so I'm thinking maybe there's a good sign, a good time to kind of get going, and we'll talk more. But fuck, it was a good session. Like it was a good it was a good live stream. Like there was a lot of information shared between everybody, all parties. I learned so much stuff, which is great. Like I don't know. I love when we have these good conversations and we explore areas where I never thought about exploring before. So,
Yeah, definitely a good session.
yeah. Thank you, Ricky, for being a part of it. You too, Rio. Like the reality is that I couldn't do these things on my own. Like I'm just one ingredient in the whole sort of meal that we're dealing with, and so I appreciate you guys coming in and spending your time, staying up till 2 in the morning to talk with me and just talk CMOS. It's great, and I hope it encourages more people to come on and do this stuff and be open, because it's not easy to do this. You know what I mean? To even just be comfortable talking naturally. Sometimes we're getting a lot of information that not to say can hurt us, but it's not in our benefit to give it. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate you guys were open and candid and like just frank. You know what I mean? Just real with our discussions. I feel it added a lot of value to it. So thank you.
Always, man. My pleasure, man. Always good to be in here.
Thank you. And you want to say something real or?
No, thank you.
All right. Well, let's do the hard cut off, because you know how I am with I'm like the SpongeBob, because like I'll be saying bye now and 3:30 I'm saying bye again. So thank you again, guys, and yeah, I'm gonna let it go, and let's get back to this on Wednesday.
All right, man. You have a good one.
All right. Take care. Bye. There we go. Really sucks that we lost that live stream for Instagram, but overall it was a great show. I might even do this on a repeat and repeat this in a couple of days so that people can watch it during the day. Again, thank you guys so much for those that have stayed late to contribute, and I hope those that listening got a lot of value from it. And with that, I'm going to take it easy and try and get some rest. Hopefully my family is not too disturbed from talking so late, so loud. Yeah. All right. So with that, you guys have a great night, and don't forget your CMOS.